Welcome to TOL week 14? Week 15? Week 15, right? Yeah, week 15. And, guys, I know this is going to come as a big surprise. Okay? I know everybody's going to be shocked. But I am calling a game for the D-Men Tap Gamers. I know. You didn't think I would call one this year, but here I am. Calling their game. All right, so obviously, I shouldn't need to hype this one up, but I will anyway. We have the D-Men Top Gamers, who, if you've heard my commentary previously on these games, were my pick to win the championship this year, and I'm sticking with it. And they are going up against the juggernaut, Tim Enriquez and the Axis. So these two teams played a couple weeks ago, and my friend Arnie and I were able to call that game. And so I'm here now for the rematch. Arnie was not able to join me, sadly. A couple excellent conditioned defensive linemen. Excellent good up front. So that's a good sign for them. Francis, learned it was Mort, but he's going to be Francis Lamore for me from now on. So this game obviously has huge implications here. The Gamers come in at 9-4, and they did win the last matchup. The Axes are... There's Joe Shitbag Rage Quit Mitchell. The Axes are running roughshod. Yeah, King Davis, my boy, running roughshod on everybody. And so this is a big game. The Axes could very easily go into the postseason as the number one overall seed. They are 11-2 right now. But it's also realistic that they could go into the postseason as a wild card. They have that ridiculously stacked division. You're welcome. And they have to... Now, if they win this game, the division is it's either mathematically locked up or it's functionally locked up. It's basically over if they win this game. But if the D-Men Tap Gamers pull this one off, it's going to accomplish two things. One, it's going to keep them alive in winning the division, and whichever team wins this division is most likely going to get a bye as well. And then separate from that, it also has that feel of a moral victory as they will have swept the regular season series. So sometimes, as those of us who play Baseball Stars League know, it's more prevalent there apparently, but sometimes they're just bad matchups, Tim's team might be better, but maybe the Gamers just match up better with them. Or the Axes had a little bit of bad luck and some injuries, and maybe the Axes are just better. And maybe they're going to kick their butt today, and we'll learn. There's a lot to learn here. I think realistically there's only 3 teams that can win a championship, and this is 2 of them. So, that's interesting. No offense to all you other people out there who are having good seasons. Give yourself a pat on the back, but you can't win. So if that's, if what you need to enjoy the rest of the season is a chance to win, you should just throw in the towel, because it's going to be Mike, Tim, or the Gamers. And if anybody wants to take a bet, you can have the other 25 teams. I'll take those 3. Hit me up. I'll take that bet, and I got a feeling nobody's going to take that bet. So the Gamers are in the player 1 spot. Interesting thing about that last game is the D-Men Tap Gamers somehow scored 33 points in the first quarter of that game. I don't know how it's... I watched it myself, and I still don't know how it's possible. I still don't know how it happened. Anyway, here is RSG, who's having a big year. I haven't gotten into the individual players so much so far, just because there's so much intrigue with the team and the owners here. But there he is. RSG's having a big year. And, of course, sack by Howie Longcock. To go along with that big year, of course, is one of the MVP favorites, the wide receiver 1. Speak of the devil, and he shall appear. Touchdown, legend DPS. Daniel Patrick Slattery takes it to the house. and scores that touchdown. Tom RSG with a great throw. And anytime a receiver's having a big year, of course, the quarterback's got to be playing well, too. But, so that's the exact kind of start that they were looking for the Gamers. The vaunted Axis defense gets a little bit shredded on that first drive. So we'll see what happens next. 1st and 10. And there's that pass rush. Oof. So obviously with two of those pass rushers being in excellent condition, they're going to get some push. And these defensive backs, all four of them, are studs. I mean, oh, man, speaking of studs, Hernandez is off to the races after plowing through a couple people. Will they catch him? They do. Oh, and he coughs it up. But all right, so Tim gets the first lucky break of the game. Obviously, fumbling has something to do with luck, but the biggest luck is who recovers it. So anytime the ball is fumbled and you end up with the ball, put a big check mark next to your name in the I got lucky today column. And now it's 3rd and 11. And let's see here. QB Axis going to Terry. Oh, God, I thought that one might be picked. A lot of times those dives get picked. So all four of these D-backs for the Gamers are really well paid and total studs. JT Money. Here comes the money. Here comes the money. Money, money, money. 2nd down. I actually hate Shane McMahon. I don't know why I just sang that song. Intercepted! Shalaby! And that's going to be and he's going places, folks. Missed dive, number 1. This guy's probably going to be the only one that can realistically catch him. He does do it. He does not miss that dive, but quite a return. Shalaby was the early favorite to win Defensive Player of the Year. Went nuts those first couple weeks. And now you got to wonder if high flyers in that conversation. That's DPS. Ooh, incomplete. It's rare you see a DPS drop, even with defenders around. 2nd and 10. Again, DPS. Very simple offense. Touchdown! Legend DPS. Obviously, it's not quite as bad as the first quarter last time, but these opening quarters have not been kind to the Axes in this particular head-to-head matchup. So now it's 14-0. And shitty kick by Pat Smackdown McAfee. There's Rathman. Gets out to the 30. 1st and 10. Goes for the dive up the middle. Picks up 3. 2nd and 7. QB Axis drops back. He's going to run with it, which he is prone to do. Does a nice job toting the ball on his own. 1st and 10. The pitch out to Hernandez, who gets stunked. Oh, another injury here. Obviously, Bobby I've talked about this before, made it hard to pay these backups the way he set up the spreadsheet this year. So I imagine that this Ricky character is not completely unpaid, but I'm sure it's a downgrade. 3rd and 12. Big play now for the Axis. They need to get something moving on offense. Here's the pitch to Ricky. Yeah, he's clearly got some money, but also not as good as Killer Hernandez. So, all right, they are forced to punt. They're from the 50, so this one will probably go to the end zone. Oh, no, it's a short kick. Probably stay well on the field. Oh, perfect punt. Perfecto. Oh, but Green Magic shucks a couple defenders anyway and brings it out to about the 26-yard line. RSG with the hand. No, play action. Oh, gets it off to Little Don. In traffic. Man, not sure how he threaded that needle. Defenders everywhere. Tim's got well-paid linebackers. He took a linebacker-themed team. Oh, the play's called and Magic still somehow busted out. Wow. I don't see that. I mean, maybe people who know the game better know, but I can't remember the last time I saw that play get busted out from a called play. Incomplete pass there. 2nd and 10. Dropping back. Oh, there's the DPS again. Oh, over the jumping defender. Touchdown early in the second quarter. It's 3 touchdowns already from RSG to DPS. And, I, as the owner of the Star Wars squad, my playoff chances are kind of slipping away from me here. Looks like I'll be watching the playoffs this year, which is, I've made it 3 years in a row, I think. 4, 5, and 6. So, outside of Tim and Mike, everybody takes a year to miss the playoffs. Phil now. I think Slattery missed them last year. I mean, as good as he is, even he misses them. But one of the things I had going for me was, for a brief while, I was leading in as the defense points against category. And Slattery has surpassed me, and, so maybe Tim could score some fucking points here. Do I still have at least a chance to do that, to give my team something to hang its hat on this year. Brings it down to the 25. It's now 1st and 10. That's the first big offensive play. They really did need it. I guess Killer Hernandez ran that one. But here's the Axes. Touchdown Axes. You can never count these dudes out, man. It was 21-0. It didn't look great, but that was a fantastic drive. I'd like to see the balance of consistently picking up first downs with also big playability. They showed both on that drive. And long way to go, people. Long way to go. Green Magic gets swamped. 1st and 10. There's Green Magic trying to make up for that last swamping. Nice little run. 2nd and 1. Yeah, I'd throw it deep to DPS and try to pick up the first down on 3rd down, but they're just going to try and play it safe, and they get it. See, not much of a play there, but all they were most likely looking for was the first down, and they got it. So, call play. Here we go. Bam. P.S. Big Johnson. Got him. Now it's 2nd and a bunch. But we obviously know that this team is more than capable. Oh, swamped. Howie Longcock's slap-a-doodle-doo. Now it's 3rd and 25. To me, I'm just chucking it to DPS whether it's covered or not. I'm throwing it your direction. Catch it, don't, but we're going to try. So, in this case, the answer was don't. Very, very important and interesting. 1 minute and 20 seconds here. The Gamers came out with a big lead. Oh, it's a crappy punt. Gamers came out with this big lead. And, if you go into the half 21-7, it doesn't feel like that big a deal. Like, okay, they tacked one on, but we still have this big, comfortable lead. You give up a score here, and you've lost all the momentum. Your lead is only 1 score. They're coming out with the first ball. You probably would start to feel like an underdog in that scenario. So you really want to put the brakes on here if you're the defense. I mean, of course you always do, but... Interception, Joe Reach, quick shitbag, Mitchell! MVP. One of the biggest plays of the season right there. There's Howie Longcock. The Axes had all this momentum, everything going for them, and the hero, Joe Mitchell, with all this drama in the LJC, trying to catch passes from RSG. This defender's right in his face, but he gets the pass off, catches it. Will he have the speed? Let's see, are these going to be some missed dives? Oh! Could have been a game-breaking touchdown there, but did not quite happen. But here we are at halftime. There's the band. I want to see like a marching band come back out for a halftime of an NFL game. We don't say halftimes anymore. I mean, we see halftimes. We don't see marching bands. The college marching bands are still pretty cool. Yeah, here comes Rathman. Ooh, tackled at the 43-ish. And now here comes QB Axis. Started putting some stuff together at the end. Intercepted! Joe Rage Quit Mitchell, MVP. 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 He may not be the MVP of the season, but the crowd is chanting it because he's the MVP of our heart. And little Don's up the middle. Donnie Don's touchdown. Little Don's. Little Don's. Now it's 28-7. And so that big momentum shift that we saw late in the second quarter has completely evaporated. Two poor decisions by QB Axis have led to a 21-point deficit. And I do not doubt that they can make this up if everything goes their way, but they are at a point where pretty much everything's now going to have to go their way. Oh, and getting sacked by Chalabay does not count as going your way. 2nd and 23, that was a big loss. Top receiver is open. He had the wide receiver top one wide open, but chose to throw it into about the 4th row on the opposite side of the field instead. Again, that receiver's open. He hooks around this time. Oh, man. Nobody's open on this defense. No matter how open you look. Some of these D-backs are going to get close to... Ooh, almost a sack. Almost a pump block by the corner there. Is that possible? Has anybody ever seen that? Green Magic not doing much in the return game, but also they don't particularly need it. Play action. DPS is open. Can't quite get it off in time. And that defender put a dent in his head. That's supposed to be a playoff of Richard Dent, maybe? I don't know. Some of these names are clearly playoffs of like other pro football players, but then some are weapons. This whole naming convention for Tim's team seems to be complete dog shit to me. There's DPS going place. Is he going to score? Holy shit balls. Wow. The legend DPS just crushing them. Holy shit. It's going to be 35-7 now. Hoo-wee. 35-7. Yikes. Whew. So no matter who ends up winning this division, I'm sure Tim does not want to get matched up against these guys in the playoffs. There goes Steel Neal. Brought down after a gain of 5. That's how they'll get back in this game. 5 yards in a cloud of dust. That's it. Just keep grinding those run plays, Axis. That's how you make up 28 points in 6.5 minutes. There's Terry. Scary Terry. Oh, it looks like Terry's going to waltz into the end zone after the double missed dive. Touchdown, Axis. Terry brought the axe down on the defense. Now it's 35-13. I would say scoring differential really matters, but Tim's scoring differential is so high that I don't really think that him closing that scoring differential gap is going to be anywhat significant. And again, I said it a couple minutes ago, and I still think it's true. I mean, if everything went right, you can make up 21 points in one quarter, but one of the things they would have to do is start getting some turnovers, and they haven't had any so far. You got to wonder if Dons or Magic will cough one of these up on one of these runs. Oh, almost had a turnover there. It was 3rd down, so maybe not quite as important, but still would have given them good field position. The legend himself was wide open at the top of the screen. Oh, into dive formation on that punt, but the punter just barely gets it off. Didn't need a big kick, just needed to make sure they got it off, and they do, but brings up to the 35, so solid field position. And see the QB Axes get to work here. As Terry's open again. Forced to dive. If he hadn't had to dive to catch it, he might have been able to score, but it's still a huge gain. Good decision there by QB Axis. There's a run for 4, 2nd down and 6. This will be the last play of the quarter. Oh, coughs it up. Oh, but the Axis with another lucky break. How lucky is this Axe team going to get? Holy jeez. Team's good enough. He doesn't need all the lucky bounces going his way either. But here comes Ricky with what speed he has. One play into the fourth quarter. It's now a 2-score game. If anybody can do this, it's the Axes. And the defense is going to have to get another stop. They did get... Woo! Almost. Going to have to get another stop here. Oh, they're going for the onside already. That's interesting. Oh, the quarterback picks it up. Short hands of the QB. It's 1st and 10 right about midfield. Completes it. Gain of about 20. It's not a good day to be a right cornerback 1 here because these receivers are just getting open all the time. LJC. A nice little catch across the middle. That's all they need. Some ball control. Maybe some points are helpful, of course. Yeah, that lead is quote-unquote only 2 touchdowns with 4 minutes left, so you want to get another one. Pick up a 2. 2nd and 8. Boom, sacked. P.S. Big Johnson. 3rd and 17. So obviously a field goal here is very, very important. It changes it from 2 to 3 scores. So, no big risks here. Or just throw a touchdown to the best player in the league. Or you can just do that. You can play it safe. You can kick the field goal. And all right, I'll turn it from 2 scores to 3 scores. Or just throw it to DPS and he'll just score a touchdown. That's always a good plan. All right, so I'm going to call this one the realm of realistic comeback here, I think, has fallen by the wayside. Of course, kick return here and a couple onside kicks, stuff can happen. But so where do things stand now? So because of their loss last week, the Axes are still going to be in first place in that very difficult division. But their lead is only 1 game. Intercepted! Joe. Rage quit. Mitchell. MVP. 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 The shitbag with his 3rd interception of the day. We did defensive player of the week awards. I think he would have to be one of the favorites here. Dive up the middle to Donnie Duns. So the Axes still have a lead in that division. And I'm going to see real quick. I want to check their schedule here. Field goal is good. Sorry here, I know this doesn't make good for good announcing, but I want to give you some content here. All right, so let's see here. So this is week 15. Okay. So week 16, the Axes play the TMNT, who traditionally have a good team, but they don't have a strong team this year, so that's probably a win for the Axes. The Gamers have the DCU, so welcome to the league. I think they're brand new this year, but again, probably not going to pull off that upset. So both teams are probably going to win in week 16. So let's take a look at week 17. And the Axes play the Saints, the WTC. So that is a very losable game for the Axes. And I'm not betting against the Axes, mind you. But if you're just looking at games that, worst case scenario could lose, that's certainly one. And there's the big stop on defense there. And so let's see who the D-Men top gamers have in week 17. Maybe they have a bye week 17. No, I'm kidding, obviously. They play UFC. So UFC did have a big upset the other day. Was it these guys? I think it was. I think they beat these guys. So maybe it is a losable game for them. But overall, I would say that the Axes have a slightly more difficult schedule just with that one super tough game mixed in there. So should be really interesting. Trying to tack on that field goal. 38 seconds left. All right, so now I am definitely going to root for... Oh, misses it. I'm going to root for the Axes to score a touchdown here because this game's out of hand, but I would like to win that defensive, least points given up. So, another 7 here would help me in that statistical battle. Flat new, intercepted. High flyer says, I'm going to get in on this. The only one who didn't get an interception today was my boy, King Davis. Not putting up the huge interception numbers this year like he has in other years, but it's 2 interception touchdowns. There's Little Don's. He's just going to rub it in. He's going to score. Oh, the vaunted Axis defense gives up a 50-burger. Now, sometimes these scores get tacked on late when the other team has to start going for it on 4th down. And so you have like a relatively... this game is pretty much out of hand early, but sometimes you have these like relatively close games, and then the team keeps going for it on 4th down and giving the ball back in good field position or bad field position, depending on which frame of reference you want there. Wow. So the quarterback access, 38%, 5 interceptions. I mean, that defense, those defensive backs for the Gamers are insane. That's why, I'm not going to be in the playoffs, but if I was, I might have a chance to beat these guys. Not because my team's better, but because I'm the only heavy rush team. So maybe I'd have a shot. But I'd also have to have a few fucking healthy players. But anyway. All right, so very interesting. If these teams meet back up in the playoffs, it'll be, super interesting. Because you gotta give the head-to-head advantage there to the Gamers. Woof. All right, so not a lot of intrigue left in this season because it's down to 3 teams. But the battle between these 2 teams is very interesting. So one of these 2 teams will be playing Mike in the championship. So look forward to that. And good luck to everybody else in Week 15. Talk to you soon.